Interview shows, like Here's Hollywood in 1961, and The Mike Douglas Show in 1966, and here's a clip.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Montgomery, and welcome to The Mike Douglas Show with Mike's co-host Cesar Romero. And now, here's Mike.
This is Eure.
Now, the star of Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery.
Show you this. Hello. I just had to show you this because my husband, you know Bill.
I saw him this morning.
He's been antiquing, and he said, I know you're a little nervous, so I'll bring you a good luck charm. Now, if you can be nervous and hang on to this, you're in business.
So you're not going to tremble over
It weighs a ton, doesn't it?
What are you going to do with that?
Use it as a doorstop. Make it kind of charming.
It is.
Yeah.
Do people really who watch the show think you're a witch?
Oh, yes. Yes, well, they don't, I don't think. I kind of wish I were sometimes. Because it'd be nice to get rid of all those dishes in the sink, you know, as easily as I know you must feel the same way. But it's, people are always saying, like when the Dodgers were in such terrible trouble, you know, if anybody spotted me in the stadium, I'd hear, twitch, twitch. Very tragic, wasn't it awful?
She appeared on The Joey Bishop Show in 1967, and on December 18th, 1970, Elizabeth appeared on The Merv Griffin Show to promote the Bewitched episode Sisters at Heart. Sadly, it has been reported that the master tape was erased and the episode no longer exists. Believe me, I've been trying to find it for about 20 years. On October 1st, 1966, she was the host of ABC's Hollywood Palace, where she showed off her singing ability in a duet with Vic Damone, and Paul Lynde also appeared on that show, and they did some sketches together. But here's Elizabeth and Vic doing a duet.
Wow, that was just beautiful, Vic.
Well, thank you, Elizabeth. You know, I never miss a show. Never miss it. You made noses popular in show business for the first time.
Oh, Vic, didn't you ever hear of Jimmy Durante or Bob Hope?
Every week on television, I'm a fool about your charms. Since I saw you, I envision you here in my arms.
Compliments like that are charming, warm and real and fine and rich. But my looks are not disarming. You're hooked by my twitch.
I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again.
Bewitched, bothered and bewildered are you. Furthermore, you'll notice that you couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep when I came and told you you shouldn't sleep.
Shouldn't sleep, bewitched, bothered and bewildered. I'm in your power, but what of it?
He is lost, I can tell. Watch my nose.
How I love it. It's a bewitching spell.
But here's the thing. Each spell I bring just comes back at me when I hear you sing.
Bewitched, bothered and bewildered. Reciprocal music is not very tragic, but
I don't think she was real comfortable doing things like that. That's why she didn't do too much of it.
And she wanted that to be the theme for Bewitched.
Yeah, yeah. She also hosted, along with Vin Scully, the ABC broadcast of the 1967 Tournament of Roses Parade. And I haven't been able to find a recording of that broadcast, but here's a promo that they did for it.
Miss Montgomery,
Yes?
ABC is just delighted that you're going to be our hostess for the Tournament of Roses parade.
Thank you.
Have you thought about whom you'd like as co-host?
Very definitely. I think Vin Scully would be marvelous.
Oh, I'm afraid he's not available. He's down in Florida playing golf.
Oh, really?
4! What's happening?
Are you free Monday, January 2nd?
This is the best drive I've had all day. Now I'll never know how far I hit it.
How'd you like to join me as the co-host for the Tournament of Roses parade?
Why, I'd be delighted. But first, please put me back on the 17th tee.
17th tee coming up.
Hey, that was really bewitching.
He's going to be awfully mad, though.
How come?
His ball landed in a sand trap.
Cuckoo. Well, until January. It's magic.
Game show appearances include Down You Go in the 1950s. This photo is circa like 1955. It was based on the game Hangman. She appeared on the various versions of the Hollywood Squares, both the NBC network daytime version and the 1970s syndicated version. And here's the clip.
Mrs. Montgomery, please.
Alrighty. According to an Associated Press report, if a girl in China is looking for a husband, what is the first thing she finds out about him?
Wouldn't be his political background, because she'd know that, I guess. Where his family comes from.
Where his family comes from?
I would agree.
No, his political ideology. You were right in
You're
the first place.
kidding.
Yeah, with the circle. Interesting. Okay,
Sorry.
Judy.
And she appeared throughout the 1960s and 70s on various versions of Password, where she was considered the best female player of all time. She appeared on Password, Password Plus, Password All Stars. Lost my place. Here's a clip from the original 1960s version of Password.
All right.
Password is struck.
10 points, Liz.
Well.
Quick up. I say.
Heron.
What did you say?
Heron.
Heron. Heron. 5 seconds, all right. There you go. Okay, 9 points, Martin. Bird.
Crane.
Crane? No. 8 points, Liz.
Babies.
Oh. You know what babies are. That's it. Here goes your time. Oh! Bird. 7 points.
Carrot.
Hammer. What?
I didn't hear you.
Bird. Bird.
Lay.
Lay. No.
What?
6 points, Liz.
Dreams.
Brain. Canaries. No. Bird.
Deliver.
4 points, Liz. 2.
Babies.
Pregnant. I don't believe this.
Beach.
Stork.
Did you know babies came with a store? I was afraid you'd say that. All right.
On the 1970s ABC version, she appeared with various celebrities like Bill Bixby, Chad Everett, Carol Burnett, and Florence Henderson and Robert Reed. Sadly, the ABC version is reported to no longer exist, with tapes being erased and reused. She appeared on the NBC version of Password Plus in the late 70s, appearing with the likes of Bert Convy and Robert Foxworth. And here's a
Okay, here we go. Here's a new password. You got it. You have the option, Kate. John?
Pass.
Pass. Marriage. Divorce. Clear your head.
Event. Marriage event. Ceremony.
Yes! Okay, Les, you got youth, man, ceremony.
Circumcision.
You're not even Jewish. It's youth, man, ceremony. Tell me, what they think? Is it circumcision? No, it's not circumcision. All right. It's okay. Everybody knows about it. All right, here we go. Here's a new password. Second clue, Dennis. Yeah, two. Is he
get two?
No, one clue. See him.
Behind.
And in 1979, Elizabeth appeared for a week's worth of shows with Wesley Eure, who you may know from Days of Our Lives and Land of the Lost. And here's the clip.
It's more than password. It's password plus. Elizabeth Montgomery and Wesley Eure. And here is the star of Password Plus, Alan London.
That's Betty White's husband, right?
You got a young man here who's playing fast for the very first time with the, would you mind, Liz, if I called you the queen of password? Kind of. Really kind of. She's one of the real important people who plays password so well.
Demon is the word
Yeah,
I
demon. Yeah, she's a demon. She's a killer is what she is. She really plays this game. This is Wesley Eure, the lovely young guy from Days of Our Lives, and we'll talk about it. Welcome to Password.
Thank you.
Lovely.
We got 4 clues up there. This is for the game, Wesley. Top, patriotic, original, FBI.
Herbert Hoover?
Is it Herbert Hoover? Oh, okay. Tex, you lucked out.
You did.
Here we go.
You did.
Tex has the option. Pass or play, Tex? Play. Go.
Paint.
Head.
Yes! Patriotic, original, FBI, head.
I thought it was Herbert Hoover.
All right. You have 5 clues up there, so you get the help. What do you think? J. Edgar Hoover!
She's so precise.
You both got Helsinki and J. Edgar Hoover. I want to remember them both. All right. Rocks.
Diamonds.
Is it? Oh. All right. Where has the option? You can give it? Okay.
So,
All right, go pass the plate, Jerry.
I'll play.
The volcano, lava.
Helsinki.
Make me look like an idiot!
Every opportunity.
I hate you! She didn't know it.
Scandinavia.
Norway.
Sweden.
do not know that Helsinki is in Finland. All right. Three clues up there. Nobody gets...
So what was the answer?
Oh, I don't know. Sauna! It was hot rocks, Finland. No, I don't know. What do you, something like paint or something like that? I don't know what that is.
The top of your head.
Yeah, obviously she did. So.
Oh, I thought you said paint.
The top of your head.
No, I think she said paint.
Okay, good.
I guess we could Google it. So, let's talk to Wesley Eure. I hate you! He would pick the shows that I sucked at. Unbelievable. You know, there's a lot of them where I win. A lot of them. Shut up. You know, Elizabeth Montgomery was my first. You never forget your first. Well, first, when I was on Days of Our Lives, I was doing Land of the Lost at the same time. So I was in the morning. I was crying that my girlfriend was leaving me. In the afternoon, I was going, "Run, Holly, run! There's the dinosaur!" And I was I think around 24 in this. And I auditioned for a password, and I got it. And I was a huge game show person. I love game shows. And I kept praying, please don't let me Elizabeth Montgomery. Please don't put me against Elizabeth Montgomery, because she was so good, right? So I drive into NBC, where we filmed Days of Our Lives, and they'd give me Johnny Carson's parking spot. Because I knew it. I saw it all the time. It said Johnny Carson. They put my name over it. Right? So I pull up my Ford Courier, yellow, with the stripe. $2,000, a brand new car. So I pull in, and I look right next, and there says, Elizabeth Montgomery. I was so scared of her. I couldn't even talk to her. Like I didn't go to her dressing room. I literally was just terrified. But we played a lot of game shows together, Liz and I. I became, Alan Ludden once said that Elizabeth Montgomery was the queen and I was the king. And I became the top male player of Password. And I was on, probably every 6 weeks I did a week or something like that, with Vicki Lawrence and Betty White and different people, Deborah Lee Scott, Dina Heck, oh my God, everybody, Susan Richardson, you know, and it was amazing. And we took it to heart, because I got to tell you, when you were working these shows, people had spent a lot of time and money to get to be a contestant on the show, and they had a lot at stake. And we took it really, really seriously. So one day, I just got to tell you, but Liz she terrified me, but it was so exciting to be with her and to be backstage in that opening, because we'd hold hands, and it was, I was like an honor. I mean, I was a huge fan, and I could barely speak to her. And I never really talked to her outside of it when we were on the air, because I didn't know what to say. I figured I was too young. She didn't want to be my friend. I mean, I didn't figure there was nothing I had to offer her, in a friendship. And I remember one day we were filming, I think Liz was on, and we were at NBC, and they had given me, we were on the Tonight Show dressing rooms, and I get a call and said, would you teach Lucille Ball how to play Password today? I said, yeah? And it was in Burbank, and my mother had a house in Burbank that I used to own. And I called my mom, and I said, hey, Mom, what are you doing today? And she goes, nothing. I go, want to spend the day with Lucille Ball? And so Lucy came into my dressing room and spent the day. We shot, in the game shows, you did 5 shows. We do 3 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. They change audience. We'd have lunch. And you had to bring 5 different wardrobes, so it looked like 5 a whole week. And so Lucy stayed in my dressing room with my mother, and I would go film the half-hour show, come back, and we would talk about the clues and how to play the game and stuff like that. And it was a very exciting time. And I got to tell you, working with her was magical, guys. It was really magical, and there was an aura about her that was so, I don't know how you put it. I feel like it was terror in my eyes, but she was so bright and so smart and clever, like to get Kate and get head right out of that was extraordinary. And the clues, I remember the first clue I gave on that day, the very first clue the day I met her, it was I gave the clue. I went, Bus. And they got Flipper out of it, right? And that was the day the producers came to me and says, okay, you're on all the time. Huh? That was not cheating. I haven't had it. You show the worst Flipper I know. Next time I'll show all the clips where you cheat. Shut it. I got to host my own game show for Nickelodeon. I hosted Finders Keepers. Yeah, thank you guys. Find it! And Alan Ludden and I became very close friends. And I even played with Betty White, Password, which is a huge honor. And this is a little boy. I watched these shows when it was black and white, you know, and so to be on there was extraordinary. And when Alan passed away, I was hosting my first show. It was called Pot of Gold. Jeff Edwards was producing it at NBC, and I was the host. And I'd never hosted a game show. I was 27 or something like that. I mean, it's terrified. And Alan used to do a thing in the dressing room. He'd say, Wesley, come here, come here. And he would take an eyebrow pencil and put a little line right here. He'd go, look, makes my lips look full. Right? And so I couldn't go to the funeral. Alan's funeral was across the street at Forest Lawn that day. And I couldn't go to the funeral because I was filming my first pilot. And I was sobbing, and I was alone in the makeup chair, and tears pouring down, and I took the eyebrow pencil, and I went, "This for you, Alan." Wow. So game shows have been a part of my life ever since. From that day, I was a regular. I did Match Game, and I was on Chain Reaction, and I did pilots, and lots of stuff for and finally got to host my own shows, which was extraordinary. But I got to tell you, your celebration of Liz, what you put together here, first of all, Mark. I feel like I'm in a PBS documentary. I've never seen such stuff.
That's my next question.
This is crazy. Where do you find this? Where do you find all this footage? It's black and white.
A lot of it's on DVD, but a lot of it I have found like just over the print. A lot of it on eBay, or from other film collectors. I've been collecting this stuff for, God, 20-something years.
Well,
I've got so much stuff.
Wow, you need a life. He deserved that. Did you see the clips he used?
You're the one who wanted clips, and I wanted to get some clips that people would enjoy.
We play alphabetics. We'd win people like $10,000, $25,000. I think I was the number one host for March of Dimes for many, many years. And in the winter, we'd go out and spend 48 hours staying up. But what happened was, one day we calculated in 1 week what I had earned on the game shows for the contestants and March of Dimes, and it was, this was back in the early 80s and stuff like that. It was like $300,000 and something. That was like, crazy money. But listen, guys, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and it's a really honor and to be part of this extraordinary event for a very, very extraordinary woman who I was so lucky that she brushed against my life for a moment. Thank you.
I'm not done with you.
What the hell? Only if I win. Listen, Liz and I had a big battle. We would literally be backstage, and we were like vicious. It wasn't like a game for us. It was like war. And so we had a thing where when I would get things, I'd just make fun. I'd make faces at her, off camera and stuff like that. It was fun. So what the hell have you got up your sleeve?
Well, you're not the only one in the room who appeared on a version of Password, okay?
Yes.
Lydia was on Super Password, and she told me that she won, what, $50,000?
$50,000 for the charity for the other person. With, I think Fred Brandy, he does the game.
Oh, yeah.
But I shouldn't brag because now I'm going to probably lose.
Well, I'm going to have Lydia come up. And I want two people from the audience, and we're going to play a short game of Password.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Two hands came up, so.
I'm a huge intro fan.
And you are?
Justin.
Justin? Oh, hi, Justin.
From Atlanta.
Hey, this is Justin.
Justin's laughing.
Justin.
I've never heard him before in my whole life.
Steve, this is Steve. So let's welcome Justin and Steve. So, one of you will play with Wesley, and one of you will play with Lydia. And I need a lovely game show model. Who would like to be a lovely game show model?
Judy.
Joey? Come on, somebody. Where's Eure?
Yeah, where's Eure?
Get out of here. You know, I still have all my hair. It's in a vacuum back at home, but I have it all. It's really good. So Eure is going to be our lovely game show model. And she's going to show because we don't have the announcer that says, and the password is. So she's going to hold up the card so you can see what the password is. So we're just going to do a very simple game of password. We're going to do 5 passwords, and each will get 5. Go back 5 times. Each will get 5 chances back and forth to guess what the password is. We'll start off at 10 points, and each one who doesn't get it, the next one it would be worth 8 points, then 6, then 4, then 2. And after we do 5 passwords, we'll see who has the highest score, and they'll win a lovely prize.
Nice.
And what's the prize? I want to know what I'm playing. I want to know what I'm playing.
The bag of hair that you got from
the bag of
sneaked in there.
From 1987. Okay. No order. Yeah. This color is from a box of Just for Men. The winner will receive this password DVD set, and there is one episode on here with Elizabeth Montgomery and Martin Landau. All my prizes are good. They are. They're fair prizes. They are good prizes. So they're right there in order. Don't let them see. So you stand over here, and you will show the audience the password.
Okay. Don't look that way. Okay. They're gonna flash. They're gonna flash the car.
Yeah. Don't turn it.
We'll give you the clues. Yes.
All right.
Are you good?
He's
Find out.
probably, he should be my partner.
Huh?
I know him for years.
All right.
Oh, you're
So,
brilliant.
are you and Lydia going to go first?
We're gonna give this one.
Right, but are you going to give the clues?
Sure.
Okay.
You get, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the first password, and the password is.
Okay. March.
People.
Yes, that was a real tough one.
Imagine what would have happened if she was with the person she knew.
I didn't fucking say anything.
And she didn't even know him, but she knew him.
God, this feels like the old days. I feel like I should be in black and white.
So Justin got 10 points. All right. So here's the second password, and you guys are going to do it. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Who goes?
Well, you go first. Steve.
Horses.
Yes.
Name this clip. Yeah.
I've got it. I'll keep it safe, Wesley.
All right. Third password. And Wesley can start. Oh, no, Lydia will start this one.
Oh, that's going to be hard.
United Nations.
How many words? Watch this in the sentence. No, let's go. Charity. Ambassador.
Children.
You made that?
Sorry, Wesley. Sorry, Wesley. I'm so sorry.
If you were Elizabeth Montgomery, why I had you.
Thanks.
All right. Fourth password. And the password is?
Who goes first?
Game.
Password.
That's really good.
Elizabeth Montgomery is like great.
All right.
Last, I'm against you then.
Last password. I think she's getting revenge on me from. Yeah. You know, we have Ross Allison, the ghost hunter.
Love that show. Your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Me?
Yeah, my turn? Okay. Dylan. Matt.
Sheriff.
I'm running on. Benchmark.
Rank.
Gary.
Marshall.
She's good. I was going to do Marshall, Will, and Holly from Land of the Lost.
Or Marshall.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was
Good.
4 points. It
Wow.
doesn't matter anyway because Justin won. So he's got 30 points and Steve only got 0. And here's your prize.
Thank you.
That was awesome.